Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Deadfire with me, Rymrgand.
Right.
Let's go see what's behind that gate. We read that last time. Call out his name, the Lord of Helden Gate. Your words reverberate in the darkness, beckoning the skeleton back to life. Northwind, Lord of Helden Gate. The sound becomes a thrum riding the air as the soul essence coalesces and curls around you. It prickles along your skin, before snaking for the skeleton's mouth. Empty eye sockets alight with flames. The skeleton shudders and rattles, head bowing forward. Its soul essence seeps into the door's seals. I was expecting a fight with those guys. I still get a fight. Let's go ahead and quick save. That's a big dude. The towering skeleton straightens his spine, and the sound of his bones shifting rattles around the cavern. A gilded sword rests strapped to his back, and in his hand, he grips a massive flail with a heavy skull for a striking head.
Watcher.
Twin fires flicker in the pits of his blackened eye sockets, burning with a deadly intent.
Been more than a middling life worth since my flails got bathed in bloody gore.
Oh, that's great. So the eulogies did read like had a Scottish accent to it. I don't know if the Scottish accent is the same as Old Adiran in Eora, but I had assumed that it was Old Adiran. And it might still be, but that's great.
Long and last, is a right fine pleasure jawing with someone who cons proper prose.
Same to you, my noble sir. 'Tis rare and seendal for a kinsman to cross my brood these undead days. What's a braw happening? But to still have a prestation to uphold. You can't, aye.
Hey, that's great. Somebody else does this Ulmir's funny country talk.
Well, this is great. The Death Guard glowers menacingly.
Speak, then perish. Listen, you've a cause from Berath to fare here.
The Death Guard drags the spiked skull head of his immense flail over the ground, gouging the stone at his feet. Then he hefts the flail's chain over his bony shoulders. Option 4. I couldn't be here if Berath didn't personally favor me. The skeleton stands still as death, magic billowing around him, burning up the air. For several moments he only stares. Then his teeth clack loudly. He hefts the flail from his shoulders, swinging it just short of your throat.
So tell me what for the goddess would send ye, swiftly. A button your next and last breath.
I am not here for that which you protect, Death Guard of Berath.
You're learned in the Barathian rites. You know how I serve my duty even in death.
With a bone-popping nod, he drops the flail skull down to the crater of the ground.
Aye. Stay your death, then I will.
I must take the last stone tablet of your eulogy to the High Priest of Berath.
Aye then. I'll allow it. They priests need to be keeping the sacred rites of Berath alive. There it lies in my burial grave.
Farewell.
How fares, brother?
Right fine, you jolly old bamput.
By yous.
He nods gravely. Alright, let's not fight him yet. We can always come back here later. He did make specific mention of his flail and a sword on his back. My eulogy to Aesir the Sword. It is too soon. Such pain cannot be fathomed. Wolf's teeth gnawing at my ribs. Burning fever. This devouring flames. A troth, my vow, it cannot be broken to Berath, to slay the undead. Hunted Riven, far too near, too deep in the Deadfire. Recovered the Sword of Souls, and should have killed Riven in battle at Duskin Isle, as I killed her here. But instead, I was struck sidelines? Forget the carrot to the temple, sepulchres, or never saw it. And in lying in a grave, captive to the pallid night. Now I cannot keep a grip on the sword. It tows and 'twill be taken, if and I die. Wielded as a wound, hurt some cog in Berath. I cannot die in... Fail you. Will not die, will not die, will not die. Have to see Riven suffer. Have to ward Berath's sacred weapon. Always. Aesir. Alright, I did a pretty good job of interpreting that. There was one word I wasn't 100% sure on. I don't have the option to attack him anymore. I don't just want to attack him. I might be missing out on some loot, but I think that's okay. Pretty scary guy. And honestly, we have enough swords already. We have a soulbound sword and I think 2 unique swords.
I'm not so sure I believe you. What am I thinking right now? No, wait. Now.
It don't work that way, lass. I pick up on feelings. See fragments of memories sometimes. Impressions. And mostly when folks are upset or a bit of nerve, unless I'm trying to intrude. And I generally try not to intrude.
He winks. You intruded on me the moment we met.
Ah, that were an accident. If anything, you be the one that were intruding on me.
Oh, well, you could take a gander if you wanted. I mean, not all the time. Just this once.
As you wish, lass.
Seraphim looks up at Jody with an uncommonly serious impression. His eyes seem to drill into her. Then suddenly he jerks his head away and blinks like his eyes are burning.
So which is it? Light or dark? What do you see?
Neither, lass. Bounced off you like a bullet off an ironclad.
Jody shrugs and walks away. Seraphim watches, hand rubbing the back of his head. Anything I should know about?
Mayhaps. Let me be ruminating on it for a tick, Cap.
He sighs and turns away.
Not to be telling you your business, Cap, but if we don't set sail for Deadlight, Benworth will finish his repairs and pull anchor.
What can you tell me about Fort Deadlight?
Valian made originally. Piled them stones up a few centuries back, but gave it up when the fishmen wouldn't leave them be. Captain Aldee's claimed it a few. Couple of them, they say she ain't had to desert us later.
Alright.
Sure.
Already talked about all that with him.
I dare you to go inside.
No! Tangaloho will eat me!
Coming along well, is it? It can be dangerous down there. So I read. I never went yet, but I will after I die.
Did you know Aesir had become a death guard?
Had heard, but knew no. Is it true? Aesir is a death guard. So, under the right duress, it can be done.
Say nothing.
A priest turned death guard.
The priest sighs dreamily, rubbing at the silvery stains on the end of his sleeve.
Yes, the fate that awaits me. Then I will walk within the catacombs beneath the temples. Finally, I'll be one of Berath's chosen, blessed, for always.
Awfully big assumption.
May your God have mercy on your soul.
We gotta get this fella to a brothel.
Call me Fathomedic, but why be sticking around if all the best bits and bobs fall off?
He blinks wide eyes back at you. Why do this? Surely you're more valuable to Berath alive and leading the flock.
Value and worth are not the same, no.
Slanting you a feeble smile, the priest checks the remainder of a nearby hourglass. Then he uncorks his goatskin flask and chokes down a deep swig.
We will speak again. After my acolyte has gouged my heart from my chest. The cutting and the chants will work.
Head tipped back, closes his eyes as if he can hear the chanting already.
You'll see. All right. I will address your inquiries best as I can. So ask. Had her so. Under the right duress, it can be done.
Yes, it sounds like he's going to take his own life very soon. So we'll explore the dialogue real quick. Are you sure duress is what it takes?
How better to beseech Berath for such an honor, if not through throes of a sacrificial death? I think the pain of dying's got to be a part of it. Purity of the offerings the rest.
You want to become a death guard. That's why you're preparing a ritual to kill yourself.
Yes. The fate that awaits me.
Listen to
Finally,
that already.
I'll be one of Berath's chosen. Blessed. For always.
It's an ambitious plan. I'll give you that. Alright,
We will speak again. You'll see.
same stuff as before. I've acquired the stone tablets containing Isir's eulogy.
Give them here.
The priest's arms quiver from the weight of the stone-carved tablets. As he sets them down, his hands scan the grooved words.
Truly, you are Berath's champion. Yet you will not die soon. There is work ahead for you. I set these aside for you. Old keepsakes from another time. Berath holds you close, perhaps in helping you.
He trails off, leaving the thought unfinished. Checking in an hourglass, and corks a goatskin flask and chokes down half its silvery contents. Farewell. So he gave us Ruada's walking cloak. Is well-traveled, +1 diplomacy, +1 survival. Unburdened, +15% stride, increases the survival skill. +5 reflex. Alright, I want to see what the scaling is. He has 5 survival. Let's give it to Adair real quick and see what happens.
Not bad.
So I don't see the stride bonus. Doesn't appear over here either. I don't know how I feel about that. Let's read the description. Ruada was born into the Riparu caste of her tribe. Fostered by laborers, she was taught that her life of hard work would be but a prelude to her next life of duty, respect, and responsibility. All the same, she was not so content to wait. Ruada set out from her tribe and wandered the Isles, taking but a single possession, her cloak. She lived off the land and hunted when able, growing in her acclaim as a tribeless curiosity and storyteller. She made friends and enemies in great abundance, with nary regret, for her path was always before her. Ruada's fate is unknown, and her name is often whispered among the Riparu, who learn to believe that not all paths are predetermined. Alright, and then Girdle of Mortal Protection, plus 2 Constitution, and 15% of incoming crits converted to hits.
I shall put it to good use.
Berath holds you close, perhaps in helping you.
I want you to know you'll be welcome here, even when I'm gone.
All right.
Okay. Nothing new with him. Well, I do believe that wraps up everything here in the Sacred Stair. So we can try teleporting to that farm through the Adra pillar.
Come to watch us work? It's not as exciting when we're running through calculations.
To ask you some questions.
Sure thing, amico. Comes with the job, doesn't it?
Your accent, it doesn't sound very Valian.
Well, a few years in a deer will do that to you. Up to your armpits in jungle mud, insects, and snotty nobles.
Which is why we stay indoors and take up civilized habits. Like proper enunciation.
Animancers weren't very popular in the Deerwood. Did the Huana give you trouble?
Oh, things are much different here. The Huana may not have the same passion for the field as the Republics, but we understand we're doing research, not sacrificing children to wolves or whatever it is the Deerwood believes. So, no riots. Fortunately, news out of the Deerwood doesn't mean much to this lot.
Lon winks to undercut her teasing. Seems like a strange place to run experiments.
It took us a few months to adapt. A few bad shocks too before we finished proofing the machinery against rain. I like to think it lends it all a little drama, no? Besides, how better to honor Helia than with invention?
That was all.
For now, nay? No trouble if you think of anything else, amico.
So, about this experiment.
Settled your nerves? We can get underway whenever you're ready.
Alright, let's do this.
Gelarde. Very well. You stand there. Ansel, the machine. All right, Watcher. Remember, focus on the beam of light. It ought to be like stepping through a door. And remember, don't...
Great advice.
I knew those damned animancers would be the end of us.
Will do.
Alright, this does not look like a farmstead.
Go down that hole, Captain. You ain't coming out again.
We come in peace?
Take him.
Yeah! That's it!
Yeah.
Lava is beyond sea.
Nuh-uh, didn't work.
What?
I bring your
Happy to oblige. Yeah? Sure thing.
So it's come to my attention that I've been looking at the enemy stats incorrectly. So when I hover over them and it shows all the armor values, I kept ignoring the base armor value. So there I think it was 8. It'll be easier to explain once we fight a new enemy.
You up there, run!
So I might just wait.
We have to go. Can't. No, no, please. Help!
Nuh-uh, didn't work.
Alright, so it's not showing me the stats in the top left corner of the screen like it's supposed to.
Mother...
So maybe I'll wait for the next enemy so I can better explain it.
on it.
Chunks of the unnatural architecture have been torn from their roots, hanging still in the void.
Worth a look.
I see trouble.
Alright, so here we go. The top left there, they have an armor of 8, and underneath they have a crush armor of 6, burn armor of 6, and immunity to electric damage, or shock damage. I was interpreting that as them only having resistances to crush, fire, and shock. That's not how it works. So the 8 is the base resistance across the board. But the 6s means that they are more vulnerable to crush and burn. They're still immune to shock, but... So I was looking at it the wrong way. So I was always trying to avoid the damage types they're actually vulnerable to. I'm still doing a good job of avoiding immunities and higher resistances, but hopefully things are a little easier now that we figured that out. I'm going to save Grand Enemy for this guy. He looks a little bit more scary.
I bring your end.
Never mind, I cast it anyway.
Thick wood and rough.
Missed.
Mow it. Easy on it.
Let's go.
That was about as useful as a
I
bump on a
bring your
pickle.
end.
Mow it.
Alright, let's slide past this guy. Get into the back line and start doing some real damage. Alright, keep the good work, guys. By good work, I mean no one's dead yet, so... it could probably be better. So in this guy's case, he has 9 base armor, but he has a higher resist to slashing. It's at 11. And crush, which is at 10. But he's weak to elemental damages. And immune to bleeding. Okay.
This is futile!
I don't know why she's not casting this.
Oh, thank
We can't stun this guy again. Or for the first time. Get some more pierce damage in here.
Moe it. See, on us.
Actually, let's not use that. Let's do this again instead. Try to keep him blinded where we can. Some raw damage on him as well. In fact, we'll have Aloth and Seraphim take out these Scourging Blights that are floating around, getting on my nerves.
Moe it. Exceed on us.
Yes, that's it!
Moe it. Exceed on us.
Something.
Alright, things are going relatively well, it looks like. We still have the big bad to deal with, but... I think that's okay. He has a ton of health.
Moe it. Exceed on. No one noticed that, right?
Alright, taking a sweet time taking this guy out. She's basically out of castings. Fortunately, none of these target just enemies.
That was about as useful as a bump on a pickle.
We're slowly whittling this guy down.
That up, didn't I?
We won't show him that we...
Alright, let's turn that off on Aloth. In fact, he can go ahead and heal himself up a little bit.
See you, man. Get your ass
Some raw damage on...
bastard. Only takes a finger to blow.
And more raw damage on the Soul Collector.
Away.
Yeah, wasn't paying attention to this guy focusing on Aloth, and Aloth was also taking damage with the Scepter modal.
Alright.
Arthek Worthen Roth. That was about as... useful as a bump on... pickle. Moed, Ixie, Honest.
What for, Cap?
Alright, good. The ads are finally gone, just a Soul Collector to go.
Moed, Ixie, Honest.
Bones! Shody,
Whoops.
done for.
I'll be clear. Ahoy.
Let's go. Yeah?
It's alright, I think we got this in the bag, even with Aloth and Jody down.
Something I can do?
Another tag. Cap.
Yeah?
Not a fan of whatever he just did.
This thing isn't doing the job.
Cool. Not the first fight that we've wrapped up with Brand Enemy. A wall formed from tessellating blocks of bismuth rises before you, and from out of that wall juts a face at least 3 amoa high. Its mouth hangs open in a silent shout, eyes wide. A damp, frigid wind screams between the rocks. It carries whispers in its wake and chills you to your core.
What have we here?
The voice of Rymrgand rumbles from the stone.
A wayward watcher has wandered into my realm. Whatever should I do with you?
The god chuckles, a sound like boulders crashing down a mountainside.
You did not receive an invitation to my realm, Herald of Berath. Tell me, why should I not grind your soul to dust?
The stone face splits into a broad smile. Say nothing.
Embrace oblivion with open arms, Watcher.
The chill wind you first felt when you entered this place picks up. It becomes a deafening cacophony, a shriek so loud and sharp it might tear the very bones from your skin, or shred your soul to cobweb tatters. Say nothing.
As much as it would delight me to scatter your soul, you belong to Berath.
That's right, I called his bluff.
I will spare you that fate. For now.
Say nothing.
Now, on to the matter that brought you here. Your animancer friends meddle in things beyond their comprehension. Were I not the generous creature I am, you would have died. Be sure to tell the animancers that they have failed, and that they have drawn my gaze. I will not hesitate to obliterate them if they irritate me again.
Say nothing.
You might prepare yourself, Watcher, for something wondrous is on the horizon. Eothas will usher in an age glorious in its brevity.
What does that mean?
You will soon learn. In the meantime, enjoy the world as you know it while you can. And do send my regards to your animancer friends.
Rymrgand's voice fades to nothing. Only the wind remains.
I'll never stray again if you just keep me away from Rymrgand.
It is Rymrgand. Okay, had it right the first time. Flickering motes of energy stream toward the vortex in an unending march.
Will do.
The stone face is silent, but you cannot shake the feeling of being watched. Who watches the watcher? Alright, I'm going to call the episode here, and the next one will return, update the animancers, and keep on keeping on. But for now, thanks for watching. I hope to see you guys in the next one.